Site meeting going on here.
No.
That should be going straight along there. That is absolutely bent AF. Oh dear. Smoking. I need some AdBlue. That good old stuff that causes nothing but trouble. Cows on the move. These are our techno animals that we weighed in the last video. They've been taken off all their plots on the experiment because they've sort of, well, they've run out of grass, but it's more aesthetic than it is technical, I think. John, who is over there, guiding them into the next field, is going to blitz all the plots with the topper. You can see he's done some of them. You see the really green bits at the bottom there? He did that about 10 days ago, and that's come back really well, so they're going to do the rest of it. So they've been in what's called the spare area, but that has now run out of grass. So we're just moving them across into here, where those other 6 animals were. Come on in, piggins! They were still growing, but they just dropped back a bit on what they were. They were doing nearly 1 kilo a day, they're now doing closer to half a kilo a day. So just trying to keep them full of good grass. Or good tree. Site meeting going on here.
No. What's that?
That's a seeded head of ryegrass.
So in theory they want to be in here today.
Yeah.
That's where I topped.
So this is topped.
Here, and that way and round there.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can see, yeah, you can see where they've grazed now.
Yeah.
So there's a line there. Topped, not topped.
If you look right down into the sward,
Yes.
I'd defy you to tell the difference as what's top. Admit this is greener, but then look at all the clover there.
Yeah.
That could be that.
So the argument is that topping is purely aesthetic.
Well, I think there's a big bit of topping is purely aesthetic.
Yeah.
I do.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah, because it does look.
Yeah, well, yeah. When you look
nice.
at it, it looks nice. But yeah.
It looks nicer, but that's.
Because all you can see.
Grass
Is there any real difference in it?
Yeah.
No, all you can see when you look up is these bits.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of green leaf there in amongst it. We have just had an absolute deluge of rain. It's absolutely smashed it down. Which we're not really forecast. But anyway, I'm going to jump in my tractor. I'm going to go up to the workshop and get a top link. And then I'm going to head off to some of the arable fields today and start doing a bit of topping around the margins in preparation for harvest, which will hopefully be 3 or 4 weeks. Unplug this trailer. Right, so here is our little Tarrap flail topper. It's been dropped off by something that's got link arms that go a lot lower than mine. I'll put the other half of the power shaft on as well. But what I'm going to do is attach the top link here and push it out to bring the bottom of the link arms, or the link arms up on it, and then probably stick that bit of metal underneath to hold it whilst I can hook it up. I hope this works. It just pushes it away. That's not what I wanted it to do. Right, plan B. Taking me a minute, but I have got it on. One major point to point out is that should be going straight along there. That is absolutely bent AF. Look at that, that's sort of, it's on there somehow. Just straighten that all back out when we put it away. Got the top link on, got the power shaft back together, that's on. It's got a good guard on it, so that's fine, I'll put that down as well. He's got skids, he's also got tyres that follow. There's a row of flails in there. Basically anything that goes in there is mashed into oblivion. So we'll go and try it out on one of the little fields close to where I am now. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. There's an old vacuum tanker here. We've got a implement that goes on the back that discs slurry into the ground. I'm pretty sure this was used for a project a long time ago when my dad was working here. Nowadays it gets used as an emergency water valve. Slight change of plan. Rex and Bruce are doing some work with the sheep where I wanted to go. Well, I could still go down there, I just have to open the gate. Can't be bothered to open the gate. So gonna head to a different field. Whilst it is fresh in my mind, new merch is coming very, very soon. This video will go out on Wednesday, the 19th of July. Sunday the 23rd, new merch will be live. I find that if I give myself a deadline, I'll have to get it done. So yeah, new merchandise, 23rd of July on the website. The link has always been in the description. New stuff that's coming out, if you're a channel member, you will get early access to it. I'll make sure I put the link for that in the channel members community page. We've got 2 new designs of t-shirts. We've got the Big Boot shirt, we've got another t-shirt as well. We've got polo shirts in bottle green, the JM Farming ones. We've got new hats. You have to go on the website and look to see those. And then we've also got beanies. We've got the caps I'm wearing now in red as well. We've got red hoodies, we've got grey hoodies, we've got grey shirts. We got loads of stuff. If you want any merchandise, go and have a look at the website. On any of the new stuff, go and have a look on Sunday. It'll be Sunday, probably somewhere around 10 AM. I'll make sure I put it out on the socials. But yeah, new merch. We are topping. This thing absolutely destroys anything that goes in it. It is incredible. It does sit slightly proud out that side of the tractor as well, so I'm trying to get as tight to the fence as I can without actually touching the fence. Oh dear, smoking. I think we might have got a bit bunged up there. No, I was saying how good it was. I mean, it is heavy, wet grass. Probably ought to go over it a bit higher first and like cut it once and then cut it again. But it was all still spinning. I have to put it going again, see what happens. Ah, yes, that might be something to do with the problem. It's all sort of tangling itself up on this end. It can't clear itself. Ugh. Look at it. Oh. So yeah, these are some of our margins on our arable ground. There's our wheat. It's not that far away from harvest. Hopefully it will do all right. It did shut down a bit early. I'm pretty sure I scorched it. Well, I know I scorched it, which is not ideal, obviously, but it doesn't look too bad. Hopefully it will yield all right. This stuff out here has been mullered. And what I'll do is when I come out the other way, I'll just go ever so slightly into the crop and try and get rid of this line of grass here. And we'll make a nice neat edge then for the combine when that comes. Well, this thing hasn't caught on fire, so we'll give it another go. There's a load of belts in here, and I have no idea what condition they're in. Probably should have checked them before we started. How's the worst that can happen? No, there's something not right. We're going to have to head home with it. We've got that backwind topper that you would have seen us using before, the McConnell one. It's just too big. It's too big a machine for these margins. You can't turn around with it anywhere. You'd be eating a lot of your crop. Whereas this thing's ideal when it's working. Right, I am back beside the workshop with the machine. I think the problem we had was slack belts, so I've tightened these up to within an inch of their life. Hardly any movement in there now, tiny little bit. It's got quite a clever adjustment here on this, now where you can see it in the light, this bar. So basically this bar that runs along here to the gearbox and the slip clutch and the power shaft, it's just got a U-shaped bracket on a piece of threaded bar, goes through this hole here, and you just screw them up to tighten it and unscrew them down to take the pressure off. So these I could move a good 2 inches, which was well too slack. Now they are solid. So I'll put the cover back on, which has seen better days, and we'll go from there. I did run it up with John beside me, and he said it sounded absolutely fine. And it wasn't smoking obviously at that time either. The flails, they're fairly blunt, but for the amount we use it, can't be bothered really to sharpen them. We'll see how we go. If we're struggling, we'll come back and sharpen them. I've greased it all up, so it should be ready to go. Goes. Let's see if she works. Right, let's try this again. I think the problem we were having is the belts were just slipping because they weren't tight. We've got silage to make this week. Look at this. I mean, there's blue sky. Oh. Hideous it is. Hideous. We're now back into stuff that we haven't cut yet. And we seem to be going alright. No smoke has appeared yet from the belts. I think we've got it dialed in a bit better now. It was just slack belts. I should have checked them before I started, but it meant taking that cover off, and I didn't really want to do that unless I had to. There you are, live and you learn. I'm going to chop these down. I'll show you a bit when we're going back the other way. Getting in amongst the corn. And yeah, be a good job done. Hopefully you guys can see I'm driving right on the edge back here of the ground where the corn is, and because the topper sits proud outside of the tractor there, it's just catching the very, very edge of the corn. So that's just to make it so that when Tom and Jeremy come with the combine, they've got a nice clean edge there now to go at. They ain't got to worry about getting tangled up with weeds on the end or whatever. Alright, sun's back out. Good job done. This stuff does like to build up on the end here, around this wheel. As you can see, if I get in there, it's not actually touching the flails. So it's just a thing, a case of when we get to the end of the field, I'll knock it off. But it does like to drag up in it. Yeah, I'll just take it out like that. I've seen something over here I'm not at all happy with. Now, I don't claim to be an expert in growing crops. As you guys know, I've not ever done it until coming to work here. This is the third crop that I am somewhat responsible for growing. I'd love to come and top around this, but I'd have to drive over quite a lot of crop to get to it, so I'm not going to do that. Can you see what I can see? Look at that. That is not good. In the comments, if you know what that is, I'm going to pull that out a minute and get rid of it before that causes us any issues. Now this is known as blackgrass. Blackgrass is an incredibly annoying weed for people that grow arable crops. We don't suffer too bad with it. So I don't really know why it is. Perhaps because we've not been in an arable rotation for too long. But you see on the end of that plant there how many seed heads there are. Just one of those seeds will produce a stupid amount of plants, and it is incredibly difficult to control. So I've just pulled out the bad patch I found by that weather station. That would have been missed by the likes of our herbicides when we go around and spray, just because of the proximity to that weather station. What I need to do, I think next year, or when the next crop is in, is when I come out and spray the fields, put a bit in the knapsack and come out here and actively walk around and spray it, because I don't get a good kill around that weather station at all. That is getting chucked in that drain, like so. And you might wonder, why am I chucking it in that drain? Well, these drains now, anytime from now on, Craig's got the hedge trimmer on the tractor now. It'll come along with a hedge trimmer and hedge trim these drains out. Once they've been hedge trimmed, we come along with a spray nozzle on the front of the quad bike and actually spray herbicide Roundup to kill any of the stuff that's grown in them, because these are what collect all the water out of all these fields. So all these arable fields have got drains running right around the outside of them, and all the water's collected, runs into flumes, and then they can be monitored for things like how much soil we're losing through runoff, or the nutrients we're losing, and all that sort of thing. So I'm going to put them in there. If they seed, they'll soon be destroyed again via the Roundup. Topper seems to be going well, so it must have just been those belts that were slack under there. So yeah, we'll carry on and do a bit more. I must say, this is an incredibly satisfying job. All this topping flying out the back of there. I'm just heading back towards the road, which is that direction now. Been round this field, so this is 3 sides of this field are surrounded by a margin. There's a field next door that I'll tackle after lunch, I think. I just got out because I caught my mirror on a tree branch. And luckily, because I've got fan dabby dozy mirror guards, it's all alright. I do need to tighten that up, however. So you guys would have seen before, these are my mirror guards I've got. They come from AgriGuards, a friend of mine called Tom Lee makes them. He sends them all over the country. And he's actually wrapped these ones in the Devon flag for me, which is very kind of him. I did copy Tom Robinson, our contractor. He had the same done to his. Come with a little bracket that attaches to the actual mirror arm itself. I just need to tighten up those Allen head screws because it's gone a bit floppy. But they do stop you breaking your mirrors. I've got my GoPro on a magnet. I'm just debating whether or not it's a good idea to put it anywhere near this thing, but give it a go. It's the worst that can happen. is where we were before lunch. Nice little job there, you see back through. You see we've got this thing running sweet as a nut now. Got it dialed in properly. Been a lovely job. As I said, Craig will come around with a hedge trimmer, trim out the drains, and then we'll spray them. Just stop back at the workshop quick. I need some AdBlue, that good old stuff that causes nothing but trouble. I also thought I'd tighten up this mirror guard a bit whilst I'm here. So, like I said earlier, there is one Allen key to tighten up these bits. The bracket itself attaches to the mirror arm, and depending on what tractor you've got, Tom will supply you with the right bracket if you want one. There you are, 30 seconds, all tightened up. They do look smart. Now I'm not sponsored at all by Tom, and they go on about those mirror guards quite a lot, but they are smart. They do a great job of saving your mirrors, because I have smashed any number of mirrors, not necessarily John Deere ones, because they're quite a bit better than sort of the cheaper ones you get on other tractors, but round here with our lanes and stuff, oh, nightmare. Do other products as well. I'll just show you quick whilst I'm on the topic of it. So this mat doesn't come directly from Tom, but I got it through Tom. He can supply those for any tractor. And also these step guards. So these he did actually give me at Lama. He gave those to me, which is very, very kind of him. It just stops all this stuff like here. I got me gloves, what are those, pliers, roller spanner, all of that sort of stuff from falling in your feet when you're going along. So there's one either side. They literally just bolt in to where the holes are already. They're very, very handy. Another one done. Again, we've got one tractor width that we can get down that line there. So that's nice, it's cleaned all that up. It's only a tiny little field, this one's 1.2 hectares. It doesn't take very long at all. Rightio people, we are done with this thing at the moment. There are more margins to do, and I will do them fairly soon. But what I do need to do tomorrow is I'm going to stick the tanker on, and one of our bulbs underground on the back of our midden has decided it is full, so we need to sort that out before it makes a mess. So I'm going to take this off, put the tanker on, and that'll be me set for tomorrow then. Here is the tanker hooked on. That is all I'm going to do for today. I'm going to head off home. I need to come down here and do some spraying. You see we've got ragwort popping up absolutely everywhere. I hate the stuff, and it is not very good for cows or sheep, so best we get rid of it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Remember, new merch out on Sunday. If you're a YouTube member, keep your eyes peeled on the community tab. There'll be a link to the merch as soon as we've got it ready for you guys that are members. All my other social links are also down in the description. Go and check those out. We will see you guys on another video very soon. Cheerio.